thing I would say, we don't predict the future. There's actually a master's degree in this space, and it's about helping businesses and organisations anticipate what might impact them in the future. So it's actually challenging their assumptions, their beliefs, and even their values. Often when businesses are doing strategic thinking or strategic planning, they're thinking maybe business as usual with a slight variation. They might use a number of methodologies like steeple, PEST to sort of anticipate what might be happening in the greater environment, but they don't do too much critical thinking, and that's not to be disrespectful to what they're doing, but if you look back at, say, Kodak and Video Easy, they're all very strong management teams, but they didn't see what was emerging, what possible trends that might disrupt them, and that's what businesses, I think, need to do in this space, because the world is changing so quickly and so rapidly that you need to invest time to actually think what could happen. It may not happen, but at least you are prepared for it and you may not get disrupted. I think the first question you need to ask about the future is how far into the future are you thinking? If you're talking about next year, probably not that much change. If you're thinking about 5 years, you might see a lot more change. If you looked at, say, 10 years, you might say, well, what impact is peer-to-peer lending going to have? What impact is, say, blockchain, which is really an online ledger that it becomes the trusted advisor. You marry those two sort of emerging trends into place, then you could have a disruptor that could really take out the middleman, being a mortgage broker, a real estate agent, a conveyancer, and even a bank. We assume that banks will be here forever and a day, but as margins get squeezed, as our RBA rate reduces the lending rates to try and supercharge growth, people have to find other ways to get returns. And if you can cut the middleman out and actually improve the cost or reduce the cost, they'll get rid of the middleman. And that's my fear for a mortgage broker. I think the way people gather information will continue to change rapidly. I think if you look at the emerging generation, the Z generation, my children's generation, they're immersed in technology. They just take that as normal. So I think people will always, or going forward, people will use technology to solve their problems, but they might need a trusted advisor, which could be a mortgage broker, could be a bank manager, that's going to help out or iron out the things that go wrong, because technology doesn't solve all the problems. But if you're looking for a home loan, for example, even the technology today, I've got a comparison website, it pretty well dictates your top 3 loans. There might be some policy issues, and technology will solve those problems in the near future. So what does a mortgage broker become? And is it a mortgage broker, or are you facilitating, helping that person find the right property, making sure that the loan that they've chosen goes through smoothly? So the role might change. But I think the generations that are coming, and even the older, as our population ages, the ageing population actually seem to adhere to technology even more so. So technology is just one driver.